Hi, this is Larry R. from the Virtual Weber Bullet and Komodo Kamado site. Some of you guys may know me. Today we're going to be doing a standing rib roast, otherwise known as prime rib. It's not really prime rib, it's choice. Cook on the Komodo Kamado. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how we fire this thing up using the Luftleiter. So Sean, come on over and let's take a look inside. You'll see that I've loaded this with lump charcoal. Actually, I've got some Rancher on the bottom here, Rancher hardwood briquettes that I just threw some Frontier lump. It's the American lump, not the Mexican. I find the American a lot better. So let's go ahead and put the Luftleiter in, and let's get this fire going. So you just hold the Luftleiter down in your fire for, they claim, about 60 seconds before you start seeing sparks. So let's see what's doing here. Alright, I can hear it starting to go. We're probably about 60 seconds in I'm timing this. There we go, I can see a little bit going. Let's give it just another minute here. This is only the second time I've used my Luftleiter, so maybe I need a little practice, but it's starting to go. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. You should start seeing some sparks here, and then once you start to see some sparks, you back off and you really get your fire going. So looks like we've got a little bit going. I'm going to get a piece going right over here. So we get a couple pieces going. Alright, I don't know if you can see the glow in the second piece. So now I'm going to back it off a little bit and fan what I've got going. I don't know if you can start to hear it now, it's really going. Alright, it's raising now. So that's good enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and let that go. Be right back with the grate. Still recording. Go ahead and throw the grate on. Want to clean this up a little bit. Then I'm just going to close it, lock it in, and you'll see down here I've got my bottom vent about 1/3 of the way open, and then if you look at the top here, this is completely closed, so I'm going to open it just one revolution and let the Kamado come up to temp. You see we're probably just, we're, I don't know, what is that, about 100 degrees right now. So we'll come back and show you her nice and warm and heat soaked. Okay, we're back, probably only about 30 minutes later. So the one thing about the Luftleiter that I've noticed is it definitely gets the cooker up to temperature a lot quicker than when I light coals and just dump them in. So Anyway, about 30 minutes later, we're sitting at about, let's see, let me see if I can shade that. I don't know if you guys can see that, I apologize, it's a little blurry. We're sitting right at 250. So that's about where I want a heat soaker. Is about 250, took about 30 minutes to get up to 250. Want to apologize to Dennis Linkletter, the owner and manufacturer of the Komodo Kamado. My Komodo Hestia is a bit dirty here. It's been a while since she's been cleaned, so I'm going to try to crack a beer and get her cleaned while she's warming up, and then I'm going to go in and prep the standing rib roast. So, oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention was the amount of fuel that I used. I probably put in, I would guess, 3 pounds of additional Frontier lump, and that 3 pounds on top of that rancher at low and slow temperatures, 250, that'll last easily 30 hours in the Komodo Kamado. Once this sucker's up to temp and heat soaked, it takes very little fuel to run it. We're talking probably 30, maybe even 40 hours on that lump that I just dumped in there. I wasn't packing or anything like that. For those of you who are familiar with using lump in a WSM, to get really long cooks, you want to pack it. So anyway, also I lost my videographer. My 10-year-old son evidently had a better offer than video taping for his father. So some sort of Halo tournament or something. So anyway, oh, the other thing I wanted to point out was I'm going to go ahead and close up that vent a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and close the vent a little bit more. And or actually, I think I've already done that. Let's see. Yeah, so that's closed right there, and I moved it to about right there to maintain a temperature of about 250. So anyway, I'm going to let her heat soak for a couple hours. Maybe hour and a half while our guests get here. Those of you who are from the Virtual Weber Bullet site, Ed C's coming over for the barbecue today. So anyway, I'll catch you guys in a few minutes. Alright, so here's today's victim. It's the standing rib roast that I mentioned. You'll see the twine hanging off the side. This is interesting. This piece of fat they had removed it and then they put it back on using this piece of twine. And so you can see I've tared the weight of the bowl. They sold me about 12 ounces of fat that they'd already removed. I'm not real happy with my meat market right now, but anyway, don't understand why they would remove the fat and put it on. But it brings up an interesting question for me. Do I go ahead and season this roast and then put the fat back on, or do I just keep the fat off? I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that. Also, the marbling of the roast. I've seen better for what I paid for this. But anyway, regardless, it's going to be fantastic. We're going to go ahead and smoke it at 270, probably 270 degrees. I'm going to take it to about 120, between 120 and 122 for medium rare, and we'll smoke it over red wine oak casks. So the barrels from red wine casks. Red wine oak barrel staves. My apologies. Not really sure what I'm going to do with that piece of fat. I am, however, going to season with just Montreal steak seasoning. It's one of my favorite. Seems to do a good job. So I'll remove you can see the bones there. It's a 3-bone, 6 1/3 pounds with the 12 ounces of fat that we've got working. So I'll come back once I've got her seasoned up and once I've made my decision what to do about the fat. All right, we're back. Ed C and I made a executive decision, and we went with seasoning under the fat cap that they had. So that's the roast I just used. Montreal steak seasoning. I've used that many times on my standing rib roasts and really enjoy the results. So there we go. We're going to go outside and put this baby on. So I'll see you outside.